Okay, it looks like I have something at the gate. Something I knew was coming. And it's here. I'm about to get out of the Stone Age. Let's get this going. Oh my gosh. There it is. It's real. It's here. Hey there. You're entering an underserviced rural area. I'm about to be Starlinked. Hopefully, as far as internet connection is concerned, what I have at the gate is my SpaceX Starlink internet starter kit, whatever you want to call it. So this is pretty exciting. I can't explain to you how long in my life I've always struggled with having sort of a below grade internet connection no matter where I lived. For some reason, either I was on the wrong block in a city or I was out here in the country, and it's just no good options. I know you can pay an arm and a leg if you're remote, but that's sort of not an option out here. So just run-of-the-mill internet is not gonna work. So a slight upgrade in price. We'll have to give this thing a test and see what happens. I can't wait to plug it in. This is going to be great. Let's do this. All right, well, let's do this. Let's do the full unboxing, the full install. Let's do it all. Let's test the system after it's set up, and let's just make sure that this is what it says it is. I have nothing but confidence, but let's see what happens. So we're gonna go ahead and test the speed, of course, later on in the video. If you do want to jump ahead, just go ahead, go to minute number 11. There's gonna be speed test galore over there for you. The new Starlink routers do not come with an Ethernet port. If you are unable to buy the Ethernet adapter from Starlink, go ahead and skip to 1438 in this video where I talk all about hooking up your existing network, or just sit back and relax and we'll get there soon. Okay, pretty sweet. Well, it looks like it came with the dish, if you even want to call it that. Look at that rectangular piece of equipment. That thing is nice, very compact. The tripod has holes, as you can see, at the tip to securely fasten it down with screws or some other method. And there is the wireless router. As I was told, this router, and then I know this router has no Ethernet port. That's garbage. So my Ethernet port is on its way. I ordered it one day later. Unfortunately, it will be coming probably 2 weeks from now. That's not great. In the meantime, we will test the Wi-Fi capability. Looks like we have at least a 75-foot cord here, which was already attached to my dish. It also was attached to the Wi-Fi router. I don't know. Maybe it was tested before it was sent out. Maybe it's a refurb. I don't know, but I'm glad I have it. Let's hook it up and make sure it works. All right, so exciting. We have a very crude setup here, but this is gonna work just fine. Super strong, thick rubber with the hooks. Let's get it working. All right, we're shutting down shop right now. It's just too crazy. The mosquitoes are like 3/4 of an inch. They're big, and they were swarming me up there. But I do have my base all set. Tomorrow morning when I come out, I'll be able to get the dish up there easily. I'll be able to run the wire the way I want to, and I'll have Wi-Fi only, but we'll test it and we'll just see how fast it is. Hey there. So behind me here is the old Hughes Net satellite dish, and that has been providing me service for the past 7 years and even longer. Truly the only decent internet you can get out here on the land. The latency on a satellite dish is so bad, you can't do gaming, you can't stream video. It's really poor. Hughes Net is gonna go away. The new SpaceX Starlink will be hooked up. I'm so excited about this, I can't tell you. The super low latency is what really drew me in, and of course the no limits with Hughes Net. Basically by the 3rd day of each billing cycle, I'm already maxed out on my data usage. It's done. So I'm in a penalty state for the entire month, and it's super slow always. Even when it's for those first couple days, it's kind of fast, but not really. It's satellite internet. It is really poor. It takes a long time to upload 4K videos. This is going to be a huge change for me. So bye-bye Hughes Net. Let's say hello to the new setup. Say what you wish. This thing is fully legit. I've held things for so long under conditions like this. This is seriously strong rubber strapping, and it's just clamped down like it's on a voyage. Now I'm gonna go ahead and run the wire, which is just gonna head down, and I'll run it inside, and the wireless router will sit in the same place as the old wireless router. And that will give me Starlink usability for everywhere up on top of this little mountain here for now. And then when I get my Ethernet adapter, I will be able to plug into my network, and then everything will be on the Starlink, and then we'll do further tests. Let's go ahead and run that wire and move forward with the mounting. So I'm really excited to see how fast this is going to be. Work to be done. Push it, keep going, don't stop. At least you're moving it forward. Good job. Proud of you. Join me. What's up? Okay, so I'm here with the equipment that I have to install. This right here is the dish. So it is a very, very compact size. Very nice looking. Everything seems to be okay with it. We're hoping it's in fair condition. It does seem to have just a few nicks and bumps on it. I mean, likely pulled out, used, tested to make sure it works, and then shipped out. All the cables were hooked up to the wireless router. Okay, so here's the cable that goes to the satellite dish, and this cable will plug up and into the dish, and this cable will go into the wireless router. So this is a very long amount of cable I have. This is the 75-foot length that they offer. They offer also a 150-foot length. So this is looks like a proprietary plug for the Starlink system. We always love those. Okay, so let's get to work. I got to run this wire, and then we'll mount this dish up on the roof. Sounds good. Okay, awesome. Thanks for being here. All right, let's do this now. No time to waste. Gosh, gotta get on this. Are you just gonna sit around all morning? No, get your internet up. Yeah, it's gonna be fast, super fast. Oh, I can't wait to test it. You guys are gonna love this. Okay, I hope it's gonna work. Yes. I'm gonna go ahead and put a protector bag on here. This will protect the wire because I'm running it on the ground, and in some dirty scenarios, I definitely don't want to mess up that tip right there. That'll be good for the journey. All right, up here on the roof, and the wire is here. I really tried to keep this wire out of the UV sunlight as much as possible. I know it has to, since I'm up on a roof. It's gonna get some kind of, you know, UV exposure, which will eventually kill the wire. No matter what you put on it, it's gonna make it brittle and crack over time, and maybe a long time, but that's fine. So let's get on it. Stop messing around with this video. Just get on it already. What are you just messing around? You're, you know, taking a video of yourself up on top of this, you know, roof on a beautiful day. Sniffing the air, listening to the birds. It's a beautiful thing. Finally be able to reach out to the world a lot quicker. I've never been able to have streaming services like Netflix or Hulu or anything. Disney Plus, an inability to stream. I may be able to stream a 1-minute video pretty quickly, but not quickly. It takes a long time to load. It's a lot of time off of my life, but a wasted time. Let's get this done. Come on, do it. Bye-bye, Hughes. You done me wrong. Improper. All right, let's take a look at this. A little scale on my hand. Not very heavy, kind of heavy. These are interesting, these little breather holes here. There's definitely some sort of self-aligning that goes on. So there's some kind of brain in here. And it's just a really clean looking unit, that is for sure. Wow. All right, we're in the Lego room office, and we have the wire run into the building, and now it's gonna come all the way over here to the computer equipment. And here it is. This is the Starlink router. So I have both the wires needed. Let's plug this thing in. It's gonna be great. It's all hooked up, everything's in place. I have the power supply hooked up to a smart switch so I can turn it on while being up on the roof, so I can actually witness the satellite dish, you know, aligning. I really want to see that. This thing is going to get rolling. Let's do this. Well, I have a pretty clear view of the sky from up here, and the Starlink should have no problem getting exactly what it needs. All right, let's link up to the world. Finally, something worthy. Something worthy. goes. It's gonna be easy. This is gonna be wild. Let's see what happens here. I don't even know if this is all gonna work right now. Turn the office light on. My Lord, look at that. What have I been living in the Stone Age for the last 20 years? What the heck? How have we not been able to have this type of technology before? How come we've had to have technicians come out to align our satellite dishes? Makes no sense. I had to learn the whole trade myself because I live so far away from everything. So I'm sitting up here with my Starlink. It jumped out of its stow position, it came alive, and it went into this position here. Now it's just sitting. I don't think I'm in its way, but I could be. So maybe I'll just jump off the roof for now. Peace. So the Starlink has made a further adjustment. It has moved itself into that perfect visibility that you are probably using your app for to see if you have the proper visibility in your area. So basically now it's live. It's good to go. This was funny that it said it would take about 12 hours to gather data. That scared me at first, but we moved past it. We went right ahead to a speed test. And as you can see, it thinks I'm in Seattle, Washington. That is not the case, but I am connected to Starlink. And look at that. Oh, dang. There we have it. 220, 230. My gosh, we're off the charts here. This is just out of control. This is over Wi-Fi, testing with my phone. 240, 260, 270. Oh my gosh, out of control. That is just so nice. And here goes the upload. We're over 10. That's amazing. I need to send streaming data across the internet. I need to have high upload speed. If it can maintain what I see here, I'd be okay. But really, I think when I first signed up, I was promised 40 megabits per second on upload. It clearly, I think right now is set at 10. You're supposed to be getting at least 10. Here's another area where you can speed test within the app. Right now it's showing, phone to internet. There you go, 182 megabits per second. That's huge. Now the router to the internet, that should be generally the same thing. Upload a little slow there. And here is the iPhone to the router. Obviously huge connection there, but it's not set for gig speed, obviously. What I've noticed a lot using this so far is that it seems like every time you initiate some sort of download or a session, or you're online or you're working it, you're streaming, that it is basically based per session. So you may get tremendous speeds right now. Well, here we go. I'm getting 150, it looks like, 160, 170. That's fantastic. But before we were getting up to 270. So it seems like every session is a little bit different, although very fast. It's just like it's connecting and reconnecting. So, as it should. It's not going to maintain some steady connection for you always. So as you can see, the fluctuating numbers. Here we go. We have the upload speed around 9. That's good. I can deal with that if it was always steady. Here's a look at some of my numbers, and this is where we're going to get into some specifics. Let's take a look at this 5G speed. This is off my phone. Very fast, very nice, but the upload is not very fast at all. The next one is my satellite internet of old, the Hughes Net. Very slow. The upload looked decent, but the latency is so bad it's not even worth it. On 324 is when we did all of our testing, and as we look through these numbers, you can tell a lot of things. Let's take a look at the first test I did, and we got a 26 download and a 19 on the upload. That's huge. I love the upload. I could care less sometimes about that download speed, because as long as you can stream your movies, you're pretty much good and get a gigantic file in a decent amount of time. I'm used to such gigantic time scales and waiting that it's ridiculous, so this is amazing for me. Of course, as we move up to the other numbers, the 200s, I mean, that is just unbelievable. And as you can see, the upload is pretty steady, hovering around 10. So take a look at that 15.4. That was a little hiccup in the system, because what I did is what you're about to see. I decided to hook my entire network into the system through a legacy computer. The only downside is the 20 megabit per second maximum download I've been doing
speed.
Something crazy because I don't have, my network hooked up with this new Starlink router, and they took away the Ethernet port in the back, which would have easily just connected in to my network. So what I'm doing is I have this old sort of legacy MacBook Pro. This MacBook Pro has the ability to share its internet. So it's going to pull the internet from the Wi-Fi and it's going to go ahead with internet sharing on. I will share two computers using the Ethernet port. So right here I have my Ethernet port, and then that Ethernet port runs its way into the overall network. And it appears right now that I'm getting some decent speeds, at least on my phone and in other places. So I'm going to keep testing, and I have found a way to just, do this until my part comes. $25 part, it's on its way. But it's going to be the middle of April. And, where are we at right now? This video was technically made March 24. So I'm about 20 days out. I mean, it's whatever, whatevs. That's what I'm looking at. So I have this little solution. So I've got the old Mac running, and if you check out these numbers, this is the data received, data sent, and those numbers are pretty sky high, and it only happened within a few moments. So it was just doing the test, and I just know that things are quick. All right, let's go down and now test in the Lego room office, and let's see what the speeds are down there. I mean, it's running through hundreds of feet of wire now, and three different hubs to get to the computer down there. Let's see what happens. I have a wired connection and a connection that goes over Wi-Fi down there. So let's just see. It says the network's up. I'm sharing the connection through this old legacy machine right here that has an Ethernet port and has Wi-Fi. Let's get into the Lego room office and make sure everything is running just right. That's what I like. All right, do this. So I did a thorough test of the system down here in the Lego room office, and I'm getting insane speeds here. This is so wicked. Look at these speeds. I mean, we're not off the charts right now, but this is still way faster. I would only get 1 megabit per second at the most usually. So I had some terrible speeds. So these are consistently fast, plus the big thing is that ping and the low latency. This is flying for me. I mean, that upload result is what I like to see there. Look at that. Who cares about that download? If I can stream a movie, I'm totally set. So let's just do this one more time. This is so wicked. Okay, do it again. Give me a test. Down in the Lego room office, all right? We got everything flowing as it should. Okay? We got lots of things working at once. We got a 45 on the ping. Are you kidding me? Everything is working perfectly. I haven't had an issue yet, now that I kind of know what's going on. It took me a sec because I set it up wrong. I changed a few settings that I shouldn't have, but really I should have just plugged it in and it would have worked just fine. Down here in the Lego room office, pulling really good speeds. Of course, these aren't the hundreds, but let's see what happens when I get my Ethernet port. And if it doesn't change beyond this, if I'm not getting up in the hundreds like everyone else, and this should be higher. I want this to be 40. But I'm very happy with that. Look at that 9, 10, I'll take it. My gosh. Upload speed is so important for streaming and uploading movies to the internet. So especially for being way out here. Okay, so that was excellent. Good test. The Wi-Fi from my legacy laptop is connecting to the Starlink, and I am connected into my network as usual. Disconnected my Hughes Net and plugged right in my laptop, which is accepting and sharing its internet via its Ethernet port. So that is how I am getting around just for the next couple weeks until my $25 adapter comes from Starlink. So I'll be waiting a couple of weeks, maybe more, 2.5 weeks, but that adapter will come, and then the setup will be fine. I'll be able to close up that legacy laptop. But I just can't believe it's working that way, and I just really scored because I've tested this system out, and I'm streaming movies on Amazon Prime, and I'm just doing stuff I've never been able to do, no matter where I've lived. Normal people experience high-speed internet, but just being out here in the country and just the roll of the dice with everywhere I happened to live before this just happened to be off the network. What a dream. So, it's here. If you like this video, subscribe. There's tons of stuff that's going to come forward now that I have this amazing internet. I'm into all sorts of things, of course, hobbies, toys, gadgets, tech. I have made my base here. And so join me for the building and continuation of this Lego room office and everything else that I'm trying to do out here. So Starlink is a massive success. I knew it was going to be painless, and it was. It aligned itself. Everything got connected like that. There were a couple of hiccups, and they were mostly on my end. Anyway, I highly recommend Starlink for anybody who lives out in the boonies like me. We got a helicopter pad where you can just layer down, and I'll get all this stuff out of the way for you. So come on by. Thanks a lot, Elon. Thanks a lot, Starlink. Thanks a lot, SpaceX. And keep on following addshot. Subscribe and like for more, and have a good one. Let me know what you think in the comments below. There's more to come. Please subscribe to this channel. Thanks for watching.